What if I told you there's this hidden job market out there? A place where your degree, your years of experience, they don't matter nearly as much as this one single skill. Seriously, a skill that's like a golden key, one that can unlock a door to a life you might not even think is possible. Okay, but before we dive in, if you enjoy stories like this, please follow the channel and share this video. It genuinely helps this page grow and allows me to create more stories just for you. All right, let's go unlock that door.
I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But for thousands of people, especially right here in the Philippines, this isn't fiction. It's the real deal. We're talking about a jump so big it can literally reshape a family's entire future, and in less than a year. And it all comes down to one courageous choice. Just look at that number for a second. Let it sink in. Now, this isn't some lottery jackpot or a crazy CEO bonus. No, this is the kind of money a skilled, experienced, bilingual professional can make per month. That's the opportunity we're talking about, just waiting on the other side of learning one skill. So today, let's follow the story of someone who actually decided to go for it.
So let's meet Maya. Now, Maya, she was doing everything right. She was a talented data analyst, really good at her job, but she just felt stuck. Like there was this invisible ceiling right above her head, limiting what she could earn, what she could achieve, and this is the big one, what she could do for the people she loved most.
So you've got these two worlds she's living in, right? On one hand, there's her reality, a salary that just wasn't growing, jobs that were almost there but never quite worked out, and that feeling of just being completely stuck. But then there was her dream, and that was a whole other universe. We're talking financial freedom, supporting her family, a totally reimagined life. And listen, this is so important. This wasn't just about a bigger paycheck. For Maya, and honestly for so many people, the real motivation came from somewhere way deeper. It was all about building a better, more secure life for her family. That was the fire. That was the fuel for the crazy journey she was about to start. So one day, Maya hears about this bilingual industry. She starts hearing whispers about these insane salaries for people who could speak Spanish, which, it turns out, is the most in-demand foreign language in the country. And right then, she had this realization. She wasn't just going to learn a language, no. She was going to forge a key. Now, this was no get-rich-quick scheme. For 8 straight months, Maya went into mission mode. I mean, we are talking about late nights studying after a full day of work, weekends spent with flashcards while her friends were out. Every single day, she was grinding, slowly building that key. And then, after all that work, she was ready. She was conversationally fluent, and it was time to find out if the key actually fit the lock.
Okay, so she gets through the first few interviews, the HR screenings and all that. But then came the final boss, the one test that stood between her and everything she wanted, the live language assessment with a native speaker. This wasn't some fill-in-the-blank test. This was the real deal, a live, high-pressure conversation. Everything she had worked for, it all came down to this single moment. The next 30 minutes would decide everything.
I mean, think about it. You can memorize grammar rules for months, you can practice on all the apps you want, but nothing prepares you for that moment. For the speed, the real accent, the pure pressure of a live conversation when your entire future feels like it's riding on it. Every time you hesitate, every little mistake, it feels like the end of the world.
You can just feel the doubt creeping in, can't you? All those thoughts racing through her mind. Did I practice enough? What if they can't understand me? Is this whole thing, these 8 months of work, is it all about to just disappear? But she didn't fold. She dug deep, pushed past the fear. That dream for her family was just burning too bright. And she passed. A few days go by, the phone rings, and it's a job offer. And just like that, with a single yes, her entire world changed.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective. This was her old salary as a data analyst. It's a decent wage, for sure, but it's the kind of money where you're just getting by. Not a lot left for savings, and definitely not enough to help her family the way she really wanted to. And this was her new starting salary. Boom, more than double, instantly. We're not talking about a little 10% raise here. This was a total game changer, a whole new life, all from one skill. So, how on earth is that even possible? Well, the secret has a name. It's called the language premium. See, in a world where businesses are global, they desperately need people who can bridge the communication gap. If you can be that bridge, you become incredibly valuable. So companies don't just pay you a normal salary for your job. They stack a huge bonus, a premium on top of it just for your language skills. Your base pay might be similar to your old job, but that premium can literally double your income. You're not just getting paid for the work, you're getting paid for the key.
So look, Maya's story is incredible, but it's not some one-in-a-million thing. It's a blueprint. It's an invitation. The demand for these skills is real, and it's actually growing faster and faster. The opportunity is there for anyone who's willing to do the work and walk through that door.
And yeah, Spanish might be the biggest one right now, but it is far from the only key. You've got huge demand for languages like Japanese, Mandarin, and Korean. Even German and French can open up incredible career paths. And this isn't just for one type of job either. We're seeing this across all kinds of industries: BPO, IT, finance, you name it. The need for these skills is just exploding everywhere. So it's not just one door you see, it's a whole hallway of them.
You know, Maya started this whole journey with a simple, powerful dream: to give her family a better life. She put in the work, she forged her key, she faced down her biggest fear, and she unlocked a future that she probably thought was impossible. Her story proves what can happen when you decide to make a change. So really, the only question left is the one you see right now. If this story moved you, or maybe made you think a little differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And hey, follow the channel for more stories like this.